I'm in go mode, go. Yeah, I'm in go mode, go mode.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the OSA, the Out of Shape Allstars podcast, episode 21. Now, we
That's
got
right.
Drew here, so Drew usually
We're legal.
Spanish. So this is our legal age website. I mean, pod.
The drink.
21. How you say that in Spanish? 21.
No.
Yes, very good. Yeah, 21.
Is it? Oh, yeah, because once you
21.
get to 2, it's 20.
Come on.
Oh, it's 23.
Kev, Senora Calderon is going to be so mad at you.
Yeah.
So mad at you.
I wonder if she still look good.
I bet she does.
Y'all had a fine Spanish teacher?
So,
Or,
I know we're going to get off track real quick. For the first time I met Kev, we got to do it. The first time I met Kev, Kev walked into our Spanish class in 7th grade. And, of course, the Spanish teacher decides to put the other colored person next to the Spanish kid in the group and said,
Right.
yeah, why don't you go sit next to Ed? And that's how me and Kev first met. And Kev told me a really funny story.
Put your colors together. Hey,
Yeah, of course.
Put the colors
And
together.
he was...
All right, but back to the scheduled program. This is the OSA,
It was
Out of Shape
fine.
Allstars podcast, episode 21. Now, Drew will be joining us later, hopefully.
Maybe.
We just
Maybe.
got off the call with him. It sounded crazy, bro. We hoping the best. We don't know what's going on with him. He ain't really responding right now, but he did say he'll be here, so he gonna be here. But like always, yeah, of course Drew gonna be here. Drew is always on time. He might be late, but he on time. All right, now this episode, of course, is brought to you by Culture Capsule and sponsored by Don's LLC. Now, before we get into the shit, gotta go around and introduce the cast. Although if you fucking with the squad, you know who we is, you know who we are. But for the new listeners, let me go around. Up first, we got the homie, the host, Eddie Horchata. Next up, always repping, got the kid K-Jack.
Yo.
We got our local comedian and sneakerhead, Just DQ.
AKA the really black Spider-Man.
The really black Spider-Man. Hold on, just shameless plug. If you don't follow DQ, go to his page.
It's really funny.
He got a few skits up. He got the really black Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So go check out his latest skits and shit. More than kicks. Nigga's a real funny comedian and shit. So go ahead, follow your bro and like his shit. I would shout out Johnny next, but Johnny just dipped on us. So in this blank space you see right there with the computer chair,
That's supposed to be Johnny.
That's where Johnny 5 sits. And then last but not least, me, the Molly of the pod. My mom called me Devin, so you can call me Devin. I'm
Did we
right
do
next.
Kev?
Yeah, I did Kev after you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did Kev already?
Making sure we
So,
all...
He's back. Johnny, you ain't hear it, but Johnny 5.
Johnny, we shouted
back.
you out.
Yeah, Johnny's here.
Johnny's here. And again, me, Molly. My mom called me Devin, so you can call me Devin. Drew will be here later. But let's get to the shit in case you missed it. Now, we always kick off the pod with COVID in sports. And it's been pretty good lately. You know, last pod we didn't have much to say about COVID. And this pod we don't got much to say either. Only people that dealing with COVID right now, we got the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Oh.
Wayne The Rock Johnson, unfortunately.
Anybody know how to do the eyebrow? I
I
can't do it. Anyone can? Oh, Kev can do it.
I try for Malvo. I can't do that shit.
I can't do it.
Is that it?
Yeah. I just look dumb. Yeah. You're kind of doing it. Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Hell no.
Now,
He's kind of doing it. It's better than what I can do.
Watch this look for it. We ain't doing that shit.
I've been practicing the people's eyebrows since I can remember, bro.
Yeah, we ain't doing that shit. We all look, we not.
Stop hating on my people's eyebrow, John. But
my shit bad too.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, unfortunately, him and his family are currently dealing with COVID. He did make a statement say they're gonna be good, they fine, they quarantining. But it just shows you nobody is exempt to this shit. Even the nigga as brolic as The Rock ain't got shit for COVID. She a real one. She can beat the best of them. So, Rock, we wishing you and your family nothing but good health, because y'all got the wealth. I would say good health and wealth, but the wealth is already there. So
I think he said they good though already.
yeah,
they're fine. They got over it. His
they
main
good.
thing was saying the main thing that everybody says is that they lost their sense of taste and smell,
Right.
which, like, I've never had that happen to me, but that's gotta suck. Like, I burnt my tongue, and like not being able to taste things when you burn your tongue sucks. I can imagine it's like it's got to be fucking unbearable. It's like 2-3 weeks.
I think I
had
again,
a situation before. I was in the hospital.
People have died
in
too.
2014. The antibiotics they gave me, it pretty much burnt off like all my taste buds. So anything I had was either too hot or too spicy. If I had ketchup, it was burning hot. I ate Gatorade, it was hella salty. If I drink juice, it was
gross.
bitter.
Good side, good. You know, the good thing to that is when you eat ass, you ain't gotta taste it. So.
Speaking of eating ass and poo, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, OD, we gotta talk, bro. We gotta talk.
That shit ain't true. That's a
Y'all think it's true?
I know you play for the Browns, though. Man, I take it that serious, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I know he wanted to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, but not in that way. Any other dad jokes? Anybody got one? No? Kev, is it true? You think you like getting pooped on?
Kev?
Yeah, like.
Don't put it past
it. Kev's not denying it. Yeah, Kev.
I might poop on somebody. What's that Biggie skit where Shorty asked him to do that before he hit that? And he was telling his mans, like, nah, I can't do that. And then he's like, so after I shits on the bitch, right?
Odell, bro, they out here putting smut on your name, bro. So you gotta let us know. You come to the pod, we gonna talk about it.
Yeah, man.
Try to one up Trey Songz, I guess.
Johnny's the only one that believes that you don't, but we want you to come on and prove that you don't.
Look, I don't put it past.
That's us asking you to come on.
These niggas in Hollywood, they be doing Hollyweird for a reason. They be doing some wild shit out there. But again, we're still talking COVID. Also, one NFL player who actually is this player that got COVID.
I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find it. It's somebody. I think I remember hearing it at some point, but I don't remember exactly who it was. But apparently, it's the second time he's caught it. But he's been isolated, and the NFL is doing a really good job about keeping it out of it, so we can continue to play.
So the NFL is doing well because they over the last couple of days they did over 5,000 tests, and they only had this one guy who came up positive, and they tested personnel and players. And coming into the season, they plan on testing every day except for game day.
What?
Except for game day.
Yeah, they're not trying to miss their bag,
which I thought was pretty weird. They're gonna test every day except for game day. Game day, the only day.
They're going with the faith that the players won't catch catch it after they get tested the day before game.
Right. If you good the day before,
of course.
But if you bad the day after, it's like, oops, like.
Sorry, we just infected another organization, but no big deal.
But right now, the tests are coming back negative, and again, they're testing every day except for a game day. So
honestly, my luck, Sam Darnold's had mono. He gonna get caught. Like on some they didn't get tested that day. Sam got it from some defensive end that literally blew him up. It's gonna be
great. Mono, I swear to God. Like, who gets mono nowadays?
Yo, because
that's the immature shit you can catch.
Sammy gets bitches is all I'm saying. Yo.
What kind of bitch you doing with teenagers?
We gonna have to put a
allegedly.
We're gonna have to put an M for mature on this pod.
Always, it's always
there's explicit.
Explicit on the pod.
This is we haven't cursed yet, right? And the YouTube algorithm doesn't let us curse in 5 minutes. We didn't curse yet.
I definitely use the alternative for poop.
Oh,
shit,
okay.
Yeah, you can say shit.
So you use sugar, honey, iced tea.
That's not considered a curse word.
Yeah.
I think that's a regular word, but that's not considered a curse word.
Shit's okay.
All right,
shit, catchphrase, Johnny.
Huh? That's pretty much what's COVID in sports, right? Anything else?
The other curse words is catchphrases too, but
no. As far as COVID being in sports, no.
COVID is slowly getting out of sports, and we got again. By the time you guys see this pod, will be aired right before the first game of NFL season. So it's lit. We happy. It's time. Long time waiting. So
finally,
you will see this or hear this before the NFL season even starts. So we're gonna be the first ones talking about our picks and all that good shit. So keep listening. Now we're gonna get into the MLB recap. We almost through this shit. We're getting through it, but
can we skip this?
No, we can't because I got questions for you guys, bro. Like, what the heck is going on with the New York Yankees? For my Yankees fans, talk to me. What's going on? One of y'all, please.
They're injured right now.
Jump in.
We're in trouble.
Offensively, there are a lot of players injured, and we're not having the magical season that we had.
But usually they have somebody that step up with their injuries.
Yeah, the next man up system isn't working this time around.
Basically, and then our bullpen is just not getting the job done at all. Like, I watched yesterday them give up 6 runs in 1 inning, and we were up 4.
Brutal.
And it hurt, and it went from 6 runs, so they ended up giving up. They gave up 11 runs in that inning.
11.
Do you like? I guess kind of weird theory. Like, I feel like if you look at I think both New York teams are kind of going through the same thing, but it's at different times. Do you think it's because they're overexerted from all the games during the season and not having preseason?
Well, I mean,
it's possible.
It is, but the Yankees had a lot of time off with all of the, with the Marlins and the Phillies and that whole thing in the beginning. We talked about this before.
Exactly.
Like, they had enough time off, so there's really no excuses.
Because all those Subway Series games was weird as shit. Because it was like every game, the team was winning, and they end up losing in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So, DQ, you're actually segueing me into a really good point that I wanted to bring up. I'm not sure if my other fellow Yankee fans also know this, but we're obviously we all know that there's 30 teams in the MLB. We're at number. We're at 16, with hitting for average. We're placed 16th in the whole league of runners left in scoring position. We're not capitalizing when we got guys on.
I've seen the bases loaded too many times.
There's a big chunk of me that's because of that extra wild card spot, because it's okay if the Rays get in, if they take first place, whatever. There is an extra wild card spot, so we can potentially take it. A big part of me is is Aaron Boone completely okay with just kind of putting his hand? They got all right. All this panic that we're doing, the Yankees are going to make the playoffs regardless. But I think there's a big part of me that thinks that Aaron Boone's just going to kind of kick his legs up and sit back and be like, hey, listen, we're going to get in. Let's just wait till we get healthy. And then when we get to the postseason, that we can actually turn it up. I don't like that.
Ain't they 8th in the division or something like that right now?
No. Well, technically, no, we're not that far down. I mean, I can pull up the standings, but we're not that far down. We're in 3rd place in the AL East.
21 and 21. They're 6.5 games back.
I think, since it hasn't hit them yet, but they're so used to playing a 162-game season, this skid wouldn't be as bad when you have 162 games.
Yeah, definitely.
No, of course. Yeah, of course.
Got 60 games to play. It's not looking too good as of right now because, you got to start winning eventually.
But again, we spoke about this earlier. In baseball, a lot of the great teams start off slow, and then as the season goes, they pick up. We don't have the time to do that. So it's and again, now you're dealing with injuries and stuff. Usually players have time to come back and get acclimated and stuff like that. We don't have that time right now. So it's the time. This would be the time where they're getting their bearings, and then the players come back with the late season push. But right now, ain't no fucking late season push, period, because there's not that many games.
But as of right now, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, the Yankees will be fine in the AC pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But to Kev's point, we are putting out our B team, and with the exception of Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu, and Clint Frazier, and I guess with an exception, Miguel Andujar,
his bat
offensively, it's bad. It's bad. Kev mentioned the bullpen being bad and us having a lead and blowing it.
And I mentioned it several times before how bad Gary Sanchez is.
And again, I was going to bring you up to that, Kev. I actually agree with you. Gary is not.
We're at a point where we can't sell high on him. By the time if he finishes the season the way he's playing, we're not going to get anything for him when we trade him.
But wouldn't you think that Gary Sanchez is like the perfect guy to like go to like a team like the Oakland Athletics and like
somewhere where like nobody can like the spotlight won't be on him.
Right.
But my thing is I don't think it has listen, I don't think it has nothing to do with spotlight as far as he's concerned, man. I think it has to do with he's not committed to the game enough physically and mentally. He's just not.
So you hear Johnny backing up Gary Sanchez. I'm finally coming aboard and Kev trashing him. I'm trying to find the actual number, but Johnny and Kev have a side bet going on in this podcast. 225, right? Yeah. So what's he batting right now?
150 or something like that.
Okay.
160.
So Johnny's currently winning the bet.
Yep. Because I'd rather give Johnny free money so I can shut him up finally and he can admit, okay, Gary is a bum and I got paid.
But what was I say? Another thing is, I guess back to a point DQ brought up in his question. I guess the preseason did take a toll because who would have thought in a 60-game season all these players would get hurt? Maybe like having the preseason probably would have helped.
It reminds me of when the NBA had the lockout, like mad niggas getting hurt from them playing schedule from December to May instead of
but
October.
I thought they would have been good. Like 60 games, obviously they've been training, season shortened.
What I think a lot of players end up like getting lazy.
Again, we've said this before in multiple pods. Ain't nothing like playing a sport except for playing the sport. So until you actually out there and you going 100, that's where you know where your body at. And because we got this 60-game season, motherfuckers finding out where their body at, but we ain't got that much much time to be going through this shit. So they started off super hot, and now with them on the decline, there's not many games left to give them any breathing room or any breathing space and shit. So that's what's like so fucked up about this thing, the season and shit. I kind of see something similar happening in the NFL when we start there too. But
you're going to see tons of penalties. I mean, a lot of injuries. It's going to be weird, man. No preseason kind of fucks everything up.
It's going to take a couple weeks for the players to get into their groove. So
yeah.
You might have a lot of low-scoring games.
And you might have a lot of soft tissue injuries.
Forget a lot of low-scoring games. You're going to have a lot of, like,
blowouts. 100%.
For sure, bro.
Yep.
But,
especially for those teams that, like we said off of the pod, that didn't have a change at OC or change at head coach.
Right.
You're talking blowouts.
But, again, staying in baseball, I did notice that, and they were one of my five greatest losers in the last pod, Cleveland Indians. We spoke about their organization, but they're actually playing good.
They're first in the division, no?
Yeah, tied with the White Sox.
Right.
Cleveland Indians. So, John, throwing it to you, is the Cleveland Indians a real thing, or is this?
I feel like they always are like a solid team almost every year. Every year they put up some wins, but I think they're a real thing for this year. The way it's looking, the way the season is short, I think they have a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
Even with trading one of their best pitchers, I think they have a legitimate shot.
Anything else pressing in baseball right now, guys?
I guess the last thing, DQ, sorry for your loss. RIP to Tom Seaver.
Yes.
Most remember as a Met, but obviously he did bounce around to the Reds and the Red Sox.
Right.
But yeah, we lost a great pitcher.
Yeah.
Not to COVID, which is, I guess, good news this day and age. It's scary. It sucks that that's how we say it. Today's time. Right. Better news. He has been battling like dementia and Alzheimer's and all that stuff. And that's a disgusting disease. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man. All right, but that's MLB. We're gonna get into the NBA playoffs.
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs? You can't even win a game.
Oh, what was I say?
Out of here. Let's go.
Who?
Out of here. The Bucks.
This is forever known as the Giannis Antetokounmpo slander podcast, and is hosted by Just DQ.
Houston's still alive.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Don't worry about that Giannis slander. I'm not gonna lie. People in this pod tripping with that Giannis slander.
It's not us. There's not
It's
people
not
in
us.
this pod. It's
Yeah,
one
it's one
person in
person.
this
If it's
pod.
the truth,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One person.
One person in this pod. Giannis, we'd love to have you on the Knicks. That'd be great.
So
Except for DQ.
Giannis will beat DQ ass. But
Now sue that nigga too. Fuck out of here.
We love suing people on this podcast too. That's another part.
Giannis, holla, just
Antetokounmpo.
Unfortunately, him and the Milwaukee Bucks just went down due to the hands of the Miami Heat. This is the second
due to
round.
the hands of one man.
So
Butler.
Where's Drew for this? Drew's Miami Heat.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
The gentleman suite, correct?
Yeah, gentleman suite. They tried.
It's to me it's so sweet because the game they did win. Giannis technically did.
Wasn't there.
Yeah.
So what do y'all see for the future of Milwaukee? Should they grow up the team? Should Giannis stay? What do they need? Like, what's going on with? Because they were supposed to be the favorites for the East.
They need a better point guard because
Yeah, I was gonna say they need a point guard and they need a better.
It's not that the point guard isn't great, just that like he doesn't. It's hard to explain because the dude's not trash. He's a great athlete. It's just that in big game situations he doesn't come through. Same thing with me.
But he's more of an athlete than a facilitator.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got George Hill too, who's supposed to be that complimentary.
George.
I guess I don't understand why they didn't make him start with because when he was with like other teams, he was always prospering. Like when he was with Indiana.
Yeah,
he's the reason why like Paul George got the way he was because he was always beating him to the rock.
Right.
It was not.
But
it was a solid
I guess
backup.
the real question is does Giannis come back? Right? I mean, is that
Giannis stay? He got 1 year left, right? On this.
He got 1 year left, right? Do you think he like forces his way out like Kawhi did?
Wait, why not?
No, I think he plays his last year in Milwaukee, especially the new season's not going to start for a while. Well, it depends. There's going to be a lot of time between this season.
I mean, we don't know.
Well, it might not be much.
We're supposed to get like I remember like game day, Christmas Day basketball was like that was like an event to watch, and it's like I feel like it's gonna be weird not having it this year.
They might, knowing them, they might have the season start right before Christmas and shit.
That would be crazy.
Fresh season, like boom.
Altogether, sports is weird, guys. Like we understand that like we're gonna get basketball playoffs, potentially like the tail end of the MLB and the NFL all in the same time, and the NHL all at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He has 1 year left until he's an unrestricted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John, what you were saying was the proposed date for the new season?
It was proposed that December 1st would be the start date for the next season.
That's a quick turnaround, man.
But they
and then
put that on
next
hold
year he will
they
be receiving $27.5 million.
Silver had made a statement about that they might wait on it to see if they can get fans back into the games.
Gotcha.
So,
we'll see. We'll see.
They wait and miss the Christmas games though, like Christmas.
And they can get their fans back.
Yeah.
I don't think they can miss Christmas this year. I mean next year.
Crazy.
Oh no, Christmas this year.
Yeah, this year. And you know, football got Thanksgiving. Basketball got Christmas. So
football also has I don't know what day of the week Christmas Eve falls on, but
football,
I remember like
football might have both of them this year and shit.
Yeah, football might have to slide a game or two. Like, you about to slide in that spot at these ratings.
Right.
Yeah. So Christmas Eve is actually on a Thursday night football day this year.
Wow.
So we might get a Friday game.
Yeah. That'd be crazy if they do a Friday Christmas game. That's kind of
Oh man. That'd be imagine we probably because like how they do Saturday footballs when there's no college football. Yeah. Can you imagine we get a football game the 24th, 25th, 26th, and then a bunch of games on the 27th and the 28th? We wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. We wouldn't know what to do.
Now, with the second round of the playoffs has already kicked off, how's it looking for you guys? Especially John. Do you still got Lakers on top, taking everything, and you still got Boston?
Even after game one, John?
Still got Lakers and Boston. Yes.
Johnny picks are looking solid though, because Boston doing their shit, and LA Lakers Rockets ain't big enough for.
Even though that's finals to me would be extremely boring because I'm tired of seeing them two niggas play in the finals, but like I'd rather see Lakers and Heat in the finals, even though the Heat will get their ass bust.
Word.
But
I
want different teams being in the fight.
The Heat would get their ass bust, but they'll play hard as fuck. Like they will come out there and play hard.
LeBron will definitely get the last laugh from like to Pat Riley. I left my niggas 4 years ago.
But everybody looking forward to the Western Conference. That's the championship.
The weird thing is
that's the end all be all if the Denver Nuggets don't sneak their asses in there.
Michael Porter Jr., man, that's that guy.
Maybe.
They ain't gonna beat LA, but I like they got a young team.
They're still young. They'll grow into something. They're still young.
Again, Michael Porter Jr. is playing like what people want from Ben Simmons. Like he's a big guard, and he's not afraid to not only afraid to pull up, but he'll take it to you. Like Ben Simmons is just a facilitator. Like he really don't care about scoring and shit. But that's what people be looking for from Ben. What Michael Porter's been showing as of late. But speaking of that's basketball, we know the Brooklyn Nets is out, but they did just hire basketball legend Steve Nash. Just got the job.
Timberland and Nelly Furtado.
What?
I don't know. Something about win the MVP like Steve Nash. Yeah, I don't remember that. It was
Skip.
Anyway, it was a joke. It didn't land.
It didn't land. That shit fell in the sewer. So Steve Nash is now a Brooklyn Nets new coach. How are we feeling about that?
It was
I think it's a great
random.
Great look.
Random, very, very random.
It was random, but like not really because I know he does have a relationship with Kevin Durant, and I almost called him Kevin Nash. And I know he has didn't he play with the GM of the Nets?
Sean Marks, I believe his name is.
Sean Marks, yeah. So I guess it's not that random.
If he's in Brooklyn long enough and RJ Barrett's contract is up, RJ Barrett might bounce because that's his godfather.
Hey, don't put that in the air. But I guess the question I have for Steve Nash is like, do you think there's a shitload of pressure on him? Because this is so like let's think about the point guards that have been named coach with like no coaching background. They didn't have any coaching experience, right? So Derek Fisher, Knicks fans know how that worked out.
Right.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd did well. Well, he did. He went to the playoffs with Brooklyn, and then Milwaukee. He created what is now the setup for what they are
today, getting the gentleman sweep in the bubble. Right. So I mean, I guess is there a lot of a shit ton of pressure on Steve Nash? I did it again.
Steve Kerr.
Nash.
And also Steve Kerr.
Yeah, so Steve Kerr is different, and Ty Lue, right? I guess.
Right.
Because like both of those guys were successful in their first bid, but didn't Ty Lue have a assistant coach background?
Yeah, no. Ty Lue was an assistant coach for the Cavs before he took over.
Yeah, before he took over. So I'm saying like
ones were straight, didn't have no coach like
exactly no coaching background at all. Yeah.
And
so is it?
Steve Kerr was also the GM of the Suns for a few years.
But John, do you think that does this like take the Nets to the next level? Do you think if it's NBA Finals or bust for Steve Nash?
Yes,
it is because the roster is inheriting. Yes. I don't know if it's gonna work out because he's not. No, he hasn't proven nothing yet. He was a great offensive mind. I don't know how he'll be as a coach, so I don't know. But I think he's gonna do a good job. But it's definitely. They're looking for a championship or bust for the Nets.
And that was my whole thing when I saw it. Like Eddie said, it was random because for what the Nets, the potential they show without all they fucking stars, like no Dinwiddie, no KD, no Kyrie, no DeAndre, like nobody. Like, and they show a lot of potential with the team that they had right out there now. And so with KD and them all, God permission, they all come back healthy. it's championship or bust, like nothing else. So to have a coach that's with no coaching experience is like how, and then dealing with that dynamic of the players that will be coaching.
Yeah,
like
the personalities.
Some diva ass niggas, KD and Kyrie, who are the leaders of this team. How would that work out? You know, coming to the new season, because again, anything less than a championship appearance is gonna be a dud.
I'm not a lot of pressure is definitely high, but I can say it depends on how they perform. Because if they don't win a championship, it depends on how they perform. Because it's still, at the end of the day, it's still his first year.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna play a role.
Right,
so,
but again,
if they perform really well and just don't like say they go 7 games Eastern Conference Finals, get eliminated by whatever team. I don't think there is panic button for Nash.
Right.
Inheriting a good roster is like, they still perform. It's just they fell short. Maybe year 2, after a year under his belt, he'll be a better coach. You know, because I'm not gonna lie, Steve Kerr inherited a good roster. He won the championship his first year.
Yeah, you could argue that was Mark Jackson's team, but like there was a lot of like Mark Jackson beefing with like the higher ups. I know it was like ugly, right? Wasn't it in Golden State? Like everyone's wondering why Mark Jackson hasn't been able to get a job yet, and it's like, well, yeah, maybe his just personality doesn't mesh well with the front office.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just I'm talking about. I understand that, but I'm saying the pressure of Steve Kerr. Obviously, it's not gonna be another Steve Kerr who rookie coach gets a team. Well, Steve Nash has potentially the potential
with the roster that he has, it's the potential to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna do it, but he does have potential to do it, and I don't think anybody will be doing that anytime soon. But anything's possible, man. Especially if KD is 100%.
Because even with Golden State, Steve Kerr inherited a good roster, but I don't think people initially thought like these are the champion favorites. They were just like some young guys with a lot of talent.
And up and coming,
Right, up and coming team to watch out for. Brooklyn is these guys are superstars.
They're here.
They're here. Yeah, they're here already.
The only thing I can say is Steph Curry definitely won his 2 MVPs as Steve Kerr as the coach.
Right.
So
yeah, definitely.
He's up and coming player, and then he became solidified Curry under Kerr.
But again,
KD.
Right, that's what I'm saying. How much more can he solidify KD and Kyrie? They are the superstar. They are superstars. Like, they are superstars. Curry became, like, for sure, official superstar status under Kerr, like, regime and stuff. So we'll see how that work out. But I do want to talk about Stephen A. comments in regards to the Steve Nash hire. Now, he stated that this was a privileged hire. I mean, that there are a lot of black good coaches out there that could have possibly that's more fit and more polished to take on a job like this, dealing with players like this and a veteran team like that. So for Steve Nash to come in who have no experience, it was a privileged hire to him. That's how he see it. Now, I get what he's saying, but also it's kind of who you know and shit. So I think that worked for Steve Nash. Like, he's boys with the powers that be in Brooklyn, and therefore they gave him a chance. Like,
yeah, I guess so. The way I saw it and the way I took it is that, sure, there's no Rodney rule in the NBA, and I know that at a certain point at the NBA there was a lot of coaches that had mostly minority black coaches, and now that number has dwindled. Yeah. Now, if if Stephen A. wanted to make the argument about the opportunities that black coaches get, minority coaches, whatever you want to call it, there's not a lot of Spanish people out there. I just say minority because that's what it is. Whether it's women, whether it's black men, Hispanic, there's not many. I guess the situations that they're put in might be a little different.
Again,
right?
And speaking of that, Brian Scott.
If Stephen A. would have elaborated a little bit more, I would have agreed with him. But the fact that he was just like straight up like, oh yeah, this is another white guy getting another opportunity. I'm like, well, I mentioned at the top, Steve Nash has a close relationship with Kevin Durant. I almost did it again. And he also has a close relationship with the GM. So I think that's why he got the job. He didn't get the job because he's white. He got the job because, whatever. But then, and Johnny brought up Steve Kerr. Again, Steve Kerr, an up-and-coming team, got his first job with an already built team. So
that's what, and that's what Brian Scott, ain't that his name? He used to coach the
saw it.
Lakers, Johnny.
Byron Scott. No, but Byron Scott was an assistant for a few years.
But he was saying that black coaches don't really get the opportunity, because he's also saying it's privilege as well. He like, usually when a black coach get hired, it's a bum ass dumpster fuck team.
Bad team.
And they look for him to bring that team back. And if he don't, it's like, okay, well, we gave him a job.
And that's not his fault.
He was saying that black coaches usually don't inherit a superstar, all-star ready team already. So they come into these messed up bottom of the league type of situations, and then people expect them to flip the franchise. And then within a couple of years, they fight it and say, oh, well, look, we gave him an opportunity. He didn't do nothing. But there's not many cases where black coaches or coaches of color get the opportunity where they got these ready-made, like of a Steve Kerr, and like although Steve Kerr team just had a lot of potential, but like the Nash getting Brooklyn, teams that's ready. They just need a proper leader. Usually they use black coaches as like coddlers and babysitters to.
Like to me, like even like the Byron Scott's like opinion, to me, I felt like maybe I'm just a little hurt because I had a friend I went to high school with who played for Byron Scott when the Cavaliers was trash and he didn't give him any minutes knowing they were trash. I don't like Byron Scott because of that, but he wasn't a good coach for you. Let's skip that out. He was an okay player, but as a coach wise, he had the Nets, went to the finals twice, didn't do nothing. After that, they pretty much blew the whole team up. He's right in a sense, but he's also, to me, wrong in a sense because he wasn't that right. When his players are there on his team,
right.
When Byron Scott had those players, they did do something, but they didn't get the job done.
Right.
But also, he didn't have players on his team. He still couldn't get the job done. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's a parallel too, because it's like, I mean, as a Knicks fan, again, I'm not adamant in basketball, but there was a good point where I was a big basketball fan. That was like maybe like from like 2012 to about 2016. And Mike Woodson was the head coach of the New York Knicks in 2015. He took us to our first playoff run since the early 90s. The guy was fired the next year after. And he hasn't gotten a job since.
And Mike Woodson's a good coach too.
And Mike Woodson's a great coach. Thank God he's back with the Knicks. Thank God.
For the Clippers at that time.
But he hasn't gotten a head coaching job, has he?
No, he was on the assistant for the Clippers.
He's assistant. He was an assistant with the Clips, John.
No, but I'm saying is before he was the Knicks head coach.
Drew coming in. Drew coming in.
Hey, here comes Drew.
Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying since he went to the Knicks, took them to a championship, or took them to a playoff game.
John, don't start.
Since Drew, what episode is? You gotta say it in Spanish.
Yeah, say it in Spanish.
Yo, you got Johnny and A. The Spanish.
No, we didn't do it. Dev did it in your place, but let's hear you say it.
21. How you say 21? 21.
21.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm Jamaican, man. I'm Jamaican.
Everything is right. Everything is right
Cuban.
with the universe now.
I'm Jamaican, bro.
I'm not Cuban.
Before we move on from the NBA, we all know Billy Donovan contract is up with OKC. They ain't hiring him. Where y'all see Billy Donovan going next year? Where should he be? He's a good coach. Drew, Drew.
Why they firing him? I don't understand that, bro. Like, because they were right there. Like, I say he should get an extension, bro. He should get an extension.
No, I agree with you, especially with the team that he had. Like, he didn't have a great team. Russ leave, PG leave, and he still made them only with.
What I would say is it's a weird firing. They just agreed to let each other.
It ain't like they fired him. They just it was at the end of his contract, and they just ain't signing him back.
We're gonna go our separate ways.
You know what's crazy? According to Bleaker, it says the Bulls might be eyeing Billy.
That's a good pick. I'm with that.
Ain't nobody want to take those damn Bulls job. The Bulls.
They got some
young talent, bro.
Hey, this ain't no Chicago slander podcast, bro.
I know.
Take it easy. We got
the next son too. I wouldn't want him going there.
Where are you, Dev?
I'm right next to you. I'm to your left.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I'm right there to your left.
This is my left. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
right,
got this
right
guy.
there. Right, I'm right there.
Come on, man.
No,
Bulls
got a lot of young, good pieces over there, bro. They just need some good coaching. They got rid of Paxson and the GM. Like, they got rid of whole of that whole bullshit regime. Like, we it's some potential coming. Don't shit on them boys. Don't shit on Chicago. We shoot shit out of you, boy. You forgot where I'm from?
Yeah, South side. South side? Are you South side?
South side, bro.
South side? Yeah.
Y'all acting like Chicago
South side,
don't know the Bulls ain't doing nothing.
I'm not
No,
doing
they
it.
ain't. They ain't.
I'm on the south side of Chicago looking for
Man,
a real hope.
Ever since
Make me put my two arms up. Touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, but that's the NBA.
I'm on the south side of Chicago looking for a real hope. All you hear is touchdown, arms up.
I think we covered everything in case you missed it. I think
that's it.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Greg Drew's opinion on his Heat coming getting past the Bucks pretty much.
This is my what's the segment I've been trying to start? Yeah. We know what happened, so we'll talk about it. So don't fucking tell us that we didn't talk about it. Novak Djokovic, whatever you want to call him. Anyway, U.S. Open. It's not important. It's not relevant. But he was the number one seed in the U.S. Open. Who cares? I don't really know, but it's a sports podcast. We're gonna talk about sports. He was very frustrated in one scene. You guys, Dev, maybe add this clip because it's actually really hilarious. Not hilarious. I hope she's okay. But she's gonna be fine. So Djokovic, in a fit of rage, the Johnny McEnroe of this decade, decided to take the ball and swat it backwards and hit the line judge, female, in the throat. And she did the wildest, like, it looked like watching a soccer game. It, like, hit her, and it was, like, one of those, like, you know, she got hit, and she did the, like,
if it hit her in the throat, I understand that shit, because that shit gonna hurt. Right,
I get it. But the point of
that shit probably hurt. He probably hit that.
Sure, but she did a big flop job. It probably hit her, like, right here. Probably not in the throat. Maybe, like, you know, I would assume it was, like, here. But she flopped heavy. DQ got it pulled up. She flopped heavy. She was definitely doing a show. But the point is,
that should be an intro, bro.
Yeah, the point is that Djokovic was then disqualified from the U.S. Open. He was the number one seed. He was playing this, like, I don't know, maybe like 28th ranked.
I don't agree with that.
It barely hit her.
Yeah, so she was fine. Djokovic gets disqualified from the tournament. The kid from Spain ends up winning. You know damn well he was super happy. So great for tennis. No one's gonna watch it. No, of course he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it on purpose. No, he just in a fit of rage.
For this shit. All right, fuck it. I'll put the clip in. Fuck
and it's technically her job to catch the ball.
Fuck it. Shut the fuck up. We moving on.
But it's a great.
Bag it or trash it. Bag it or trash it.
Whatever. Bag it or trash it. Shut up.
Bag it or trash it. Let's go. So next up, that's in case you missed it. Shut the fuck up. In case you missed it, it's over.
All right, Dad.
Bag it or trash it is next. Now. We talking NBA. You know, in today's NBA, when the player shoots, you can't step in within their landing space. Landing space. Yeah. That's an automatic tech, right? You get
that's the Bruce Bowen rule.
Yeah, automatic tech because of Bruce Bowen and motherfuckers like the boy that used to play with Golden State, the center. He used to do that. Do that shit in Spanish. Right.
Zaza.
Yeah, Zaza used to do that shit, step in your space. So nowadays,
he did that shit to Kawhi.
Right, that's how Kawhi got fucked up because he's notorious for doing that.
Zaza's probably more relevant to it now, but Bruce Bowen used to do that back.
Right, exactly. But during that time, it was pretty okay for you to step into the landing space. But Reggie,
that was part of the defense.
Yeah, right. Reggie Miller was stating because recently in a game he was working. He said that in today's NBA, he would average 45 because of players not being able to step in his landing space. That will give him the space to get off his threes and get off his shots. So bag it or trash it. Would Reggie Miller average 45 in today's NBA? Bag it or trash it. Going to you first, Johnny.
I like Reggie. Great shooter, but I'm gonna trash it. He probably
Yeah.
got 25 plus, like 20 between 25 and 30, 45. Yeah. I don't know about that, but 25 to 30, I think he's good for it. And with these rules, you can get a good 25, 30, but I'm gonna trash 45 a game for Reggie.
All right, Drew, bag of the trash.
I'm trashing that, bro. I mean, like a lot of players like to downgrade like this whole new NBA. Remember Michael Jordan say he would average like 50 if he played in this shit.
I believe it.
I think
Michael made it.
That's a fact.
I don't know until y'all do it. Like enough with this trash.
It's the water because it'll never happen.
Enough with it, trash.
Bro, this man Rondo just hit the illest fadeaway 3 I ever seen, bro.
So Drew, you bag it, you trashed it, right?
I'm trashing.
All right, DQ, bag of the trash.
I'm trashing it, but I know Cheryl will average 45. But no, it's like the difference is like, yes, they can't like step into the shooting space, but you're still allowed to play defense on the shooters. Like everyone knows that if you're guarding a shooter, you don't get them 3 feet of space.
Yeah, so, you can still close out. So it's not even a shooting space. It's just
as long as you don't get the shooter 3 feet of space, because that 3 feet of space is pretty much them holding the ball out and getting the shot up. So you can't hand check anymore. If you're in that space when they come up, just put your hand out and the ball's always going to hit your hand. But if you give them more of that 3 feet of space, they can get the shot up. But he's not going to average 45. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but his whole thing is like with in his era, you had to get your shot up and get down before niggas can get under you. So with the amount of extra time he got, like shooting his shot, he will average 45. All right, Kev, bagging the trash.
Bagging it. I've been waiting. Reggie say he
Kev, way to switch it up.
Reggie say he could do it. Who am I to tell that man he can't do that? Like, you could do that, bro.
Statistics tell you can't do that.
All right, Ed, bagging the trash.
Also, before you go, I think Kevin Durant definitely responded to Reggie Miller.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
What did he say?
It's
cap.
It's cap. Yeah, it's true. It's cap, and I'm gonna trash it because KD says it's cap. Also, in 18 seasons, Reggie Miller only averaged 18.2 points per game. We all know Reggie Miller, Nick Killer. We know that he can shoot. Yeah, we know he can shoot from 3. You know, we know all that. But
for 20 seasons, not 18.
no one's averaged more than 45 points since Wilt Chamberlain in the 1961-1962 season. In the modern era, James Harden averaged 36.1 in the 2018-2019 season, and then currently in this season, 34.3. But, I mean, it's impossible, dude. What are we talking about here? Michael Jordan didn't even average 45 points a game.
Now I know it's possible because you said
he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind.
At one point, but no one's averaging 45.
Like, come on, dude. Come on. Like I said, in the modern era, like in the era that someone plays in currently, and we know he's a great scorer. James Harden obviously is a great scorer. The highest he averaged was 34.3 points a game.
Reggie, you ain't getting 45. Put him in this way. So you have like shooters like Klay Thompson, right, who barely take more than like 60 dribbles per game. So knowing that he does that every game, people are gonna catch on to that. So he's not gonna average that much. And Reggie wasn't always great with putting the ball on the floor. He was just a good shooter.
No, he wasn't. He never hit on the ball. He was always coming off the picks and shit. Like he was running around like Ray Allen and shit, coming off the screens and shit.
Getting people tired and coming off the screens and pulling up. So,
but one thing y'all forgot about Reggie though, and this only one I'm gonna play in, but I'm gonna bag this shit because Reggie was notorious when he shot. He put his feet out. So that's how he used to get a lot of his points off free throws and shit, and to get that one because when he shoot, he kick his feet forward, and he used to get.
Yeah, you should trash it down because that's you can't do that no more.
I just saw them shit. I just saw fucking players doing it like.
They call that offense. If you kick your feet out now, they call the offensive foul.
If you get caught doing it.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a call now. It's not allowed. Right. So basically, if they call foul, they can review it and see. Right. They do. They do got the review now. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna trash it there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, okay. I forgot about the rule. Moving on. Now, Milwaukee Bucks just lost.
Well, they got that gentleman's suite.
Yeah, if you hungry, bro, you
Gentleman's
say Milky Way.
The Milky Way Bucks.
I was about to say Milky something. So Milwaukee Bucks, unfortunately, the regular season best in the East. MVP with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So they just got swept. They just got swept.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, right.
Say that.
That nigga. So
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo, not Antetokounmpo. There's no extra tender.
All right, so
the Greek freak, Giannis.
So speaking of the Greek freaks, Jay Will was talking about, so Jay Will was stating that the playoffs is showing that Giannis is more of a Scottie Pippen, while the world is trying to make him a Michael Jordan, saying that he can't lead a team. He needs that leader, and him being that second best player on the team. He's not fit to be that leader type of player.
Who's bad?
And so
are we doing this all at once?
So bagging the trash it is Giannis more of a Scottie than a Jordan. Bagging the trash it. Are we doing this at once, or everybody got an opinion on it?
What I mean, I don't know if we all agree here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what y'all gonna say.
So John, bagging the trash it, is Giannis more of a Scottie than a Jordan?
He's not Jordan, but I'm trashing it because he's not Pippen either. He's not.
So who is he, John?
So
Pippen was a good player.
But they say in the system,
I'm not downplaying Pippen.
He's not a leader. They say that he's not he should be the first best on the team. He should be.
I was allude to that. Like, as great as Pippen was, Pippen never led his own team to. He didn't really. It's always been Jordan's.
Right.
Giannis obviously hasn't had the playoff success, but the Bucks have had a good record under Giannis, and
Giannis'
I'm trying
number one option is Giannis' team. So he will be looked at as the same bracket as Jordan. He's not Jordan, but the alpha, the leader of the team. He's looked at like that. I understand he's trying to say maybe Jay Will is saying that he's not fit to be the number one.
Right.
I disagree. I think he's fit to be the number one if he just gets the right number two.
Right.
No offense to Chris Middleton, good player, but if he gets the right number two, things could change.
I got.
So hold on.
Okay, hold on, Drew. Hold on. Hold it.
Based on the question, which is Giannis more of a Pippen than Jordan? You trash in the bag, or you just don't have one in specific?
No, I trashed it.
Okay.
Because you're saying he's closer to Pippen, which I disagree with. Obviously, he's not close to Jordan, but he's in that same bracket as the leader of the team.
Yeah, the leader, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not Jordan.
Right.
Not Jordan, but yeah.
All right, Drew. Bag of trash it.
I would say I kind of agree with Johnny. Like, I kind of agree with Johnny in a sense, like he can lead a team. I wouldn't say he's a number two. Nah, I wouldn't say he's a number two. He can lead a team, but the
Bucks.
Nah, I'll trash it. Yeah, the Bucks just need like a good number two. Like, because this is what I say, right? I want to say this. Like, they linking him to Golden State, right?
Look at DQ. Go.
They linking him to going to Golden State in the off season, right? Like free agency. If he goes to Golden State, would he be like? Would Stephen Curry be like the man that's over him, or would the leader?
Of course. No, Steph. All day.
Yeah, but if he was to go,
that's a bad man.
I think Curry would defer to him, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that's the type of player Curry is, though. But
so Curry would defer. Like, obviously, most people still gravitate to Curry, like how they did with KD. But Curry deferred to KD. It'd be the same.
Nah, when KD was there, KD was the Batman. Like, you gotta admit that.
Yeah,
KD
but again, you look at it.
But Golden State was Golden State because of Curry.
Right,
no
but
offense to KD.
Look at LeBron and AD. Like, LeBron is arguably one of the top three best players in the league, but he defers to AD because AD is unlike anybody else. So when Steph was with KD, Steph is great. Everybody knows that he's arguably in the top three best players with him.
Oh shit!
But
Ronald making threes.
KD is unlike. KD is unlike any other player. So Curry deferred to KD. Like why wouldn't you when you got a specimen like that on the court with you?
All right. I see your point. I see your point.
So you trashed it. Johnny trashed it.
I trashed it.
DQ. Is Giannis more of a Scotty than a Jordan? Bag in the trash.
He's trash. He's bagging that shit.
So you bagging
it. He's none of them.
He trashed it. He's trashed.
He's none of them. He's none of them.
Okay.
Like he doesn't need a number 2 because he is number 2 because he's shit. I'm joking, but in general, like if put it this way, if Giannis does go to Golden State, he's gonna fuck up what they have. Like he's not a perimeter player. That team is a perimeter team. He's just gonna be there and waste space pretty much.
But they need a big. They need that big down there, and he could play. He could cover that big space.
But also like that the center position is a little bit different. Like he doesn't technically extend the floor. So the fact that they played that perimeter game where they made a bunch of threes for a game, like he's not gonna be effective at all. Like AD was there because he's a perimeter player. He can splash threes on command if he wanted to. It's just that Giannis, he's not that. He's that free throw line into the basket type player. You can't trust him to make outside jump shots consistently. Like
but again, then you have to pick your poison. If they hypothetically they get Giannis, you got Clay and Steph, on the wing, and you got Giannis down in the 15-foot or in the under the rim.
I fucked it.
What you gonna do?
I just sort of, but like at the same time, that still can ruin their momentum because like eventually you can play a 2-3 zone and stop that pretty much.
Right. All right, Kev, back to the trash. Is Giannis more Scotty than Jordan?
If for the sake of this, what we basically saying is he a 1 versus like a 2,
correct?
Then I'm gonna bag it because I think he is a 2 because of his skill set. I don't feel like by himself he's ever gonna be able to take a team over the hump. He needs somebody with a superior skill set at a guard position or a point guard position, regardless. So that's my opinion.
Right.
And
Eddie,
whoever that person is going to be the one, obviously.
Right. Eddie, back in the trash.
So I love comics. So I guess what the question you're asking is Giannis Batman or Robin? I think
Correct.
Drew tried to say it a little bit. I think he called him. I think he might have said Robin at some point. So yeah, Drew, I'm agreeing with you. Look at that, first time in a long time. First time.
So you bagged it.
So I'm bagging it. Yeah, I think he for sure needs the Batman to his Robin. I don't think he's gonna find that in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We get, again, like you said, no disrespect to Chris Middleton. He's a great player, but I think that to DQ's point, for Giannis's stature in the NBA, I think he definitely needs somebody that's either going to take a step back, on his team, and let Giannis eat, or the vice versa, elevate Giannis's gameplay and elevate his skill set. So, I'm going to go ahead and take that. I think he needs a Batman to his Robin.
Right. And I think
when you mention Steph and KD, I think in that team, Steph was Batman and KD was Robin. Even though KD was the better player, the more dominant player, I think it was more like a Batman move for Steph to be like, yeah, I'm going to let you eat, man. I'm going to let you do your thing. This is your team, but I'm going to facilitate to you.
Well, it was Batman and Nightwing and shit.
Nightwing, yeah, exactly.
Batman and Tim Drake, Batman got killed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But and Chris Middleton is, again, a good player, but he's more of a third option. He's really not the second go-to option if the star player is not doing well. But yeah, so that's back in the trash for that. Moving on. Speaking about
real quick, Rondo is letting off right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching.
It's about time.
Game 3, and Rondo done hit like 3 consecutive threes.
Right.
It's about time. Because I was looking back at game 1, and I'm like, why the fuck is Rondo playing 32 minutes?
Oh, that's the stand. Pull up.
Bro, Rondo started his 3 consecutive threes with a fadeaway under 2 seconds left. That's on the corner, bro.
Rondo been in the gym. Shit, ain't had nothing else to do. But back to the trash. Now, we speaking of NFL. On the former NFL player, Colin Kaepernick. Now, Cap is the reason why we in the times that we in when it comes to social justice. He was the first one talking this shit, besides the WNBA, but NFL player really just on top of this shit.
Cap, no cap.
No cap.
No cap. Cap, no cap.
And we all know what happened with Kaepernick in regards to being blackballed from the NFL and shit. And he's on Madden, so congratulations to Cap being a part of the Madden roster, free agency. No decent
overall rating. They didn't,
a little decent. Yeah.
You guys see his celebration that he does?
No, I didn't see it yet.
It's actually pretty cool. He puts up the fist. So, you know.
That's not organic to him, though. He do the.
Yeah, it's not, but you know.
It makes sense. Okay.
But I get it. They trying to.
That's just Madden being like, hey, check us out.
I'm about to start a franchise and bench Danny Jones and pick up Cap.
That's
hey, you mean that for real? You would bench you would Colin Kaepernick over Daniel Jones? John, would you do the same?
Yeah, John would definitely.
I'm talking about Madden. I'm talking about Madden.
In real life, though.
In real life, John would. John love fucking Kaepernick.
Yeah, he does. He does.
That's my guy. I always.
But what about the baby go?
Movement, after movement, Cap.
No, they are going hard.
That's what I'm saying. Even when Cap was playing, when I was like big on the 90s, John was always rapping for Cap. John like, yo,
that's my guy.
Cap's that nigga.
Yeah.
Cap's that nigga. But speaking of it, Cap name has come up in the write-in, I guess, for the Hall of Fames or the.
A fan.
Yeah, Cap, talk about it.
A fan basically nominated Colin Kaepernick, which I had no idea we can do. Like any one of us can write up a formal letter to the NFL Hall of Fame or anybody, you know, and they can put it on the ballot apparently. So I think the process from now is their regular general process. So he could be up on every ballot for the next however many years and still not get elected to get in. Yeah. We've seen that a million times. I mean, T.O. got done dirty for how long? Right. So, I mean, I don't know if he deserves to be.
So stop right there. Stop right there, Kev. Bag it or trash it. Should Cap be in the Hall of Fame? Kick it off to you first.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to say, well, no, they let in influencers, right? That's a thing, right? Yeah.
Well,
not in the NFL.
No, not influencers, but maybe, you know, north of like 2025 because influencers is such a thing and social media is such a thing.
No. So wait, I'm not sure what sport it is they let in. Like,
what you should say is civil rights activists or just straight up activists.
Obviously,
Is that what you're asking?
No, what I'm asking is because I know there's some sport that they do let in influencers of the game. Maybe you didn't coach or whatever.
Yeah, you're a broadcaster.
But the broadcaster counts as a sport because you covered it. Like they get, it's like. They get.
I
covered it.
I hate to trash it,
but
I'm going to trash it because I know they're not gonna put him in there. And the uproar, if he does get in, for obviously what he did, which is very important, and we appreciate you, bro. Cap, no cap. I'm saying no, because you're gonna sit on the ballot forever, bro. And I don't think you want that either. I don't think you want a handout.
Yeah, right.
So
and
I don't think he would.
Especially with the NFL doing what they've done to him, the pandering of okay, we're gonna let him in now because everybody say it's cool. Like Eddie, trash it.
I only want him to go in if he does what T.O. did and don't show up and have his own party.
Right.
Eddie, bag of the trash it. Cap in the Hall.
Gonna agree with Kev here on most of his points. Another point that I'll bring up. So I'm trashing it. So another point that I'm going to bring up is that I don't know who it was exactly that came out and said, I want to say it was like a higher up. It was definitely a GM or somebody that was in the scouting agency. But he said everything that they were talking about, saying they were going to sign Cap, it was all Cap, and they weren't going to sign him. They were all doing it for faith.
Talking about the Chargers?
I think it was the Chargers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you for that. I've been watching Hard Knocks, so maybe it was on Hard Knocks, but I know I heard it somewhere. I don't know where I heard it. But the idea that teams were going to sign Kaepernick, that was all bullshit. You weren't going to sign him.
Yeah, they put that out yesterday. They put that. They said it was fake.
And I know that
he's on Madden the next day. That report was on yesterday, and then he's on Madden today. So
exactly. So it's just like I feel like all of this is all for face. I think all of this is just to like save your ass, and it's like, back then you weren't with Cap. Now he's hot. You all
pandering. It's all pandering.
Yeah, it's just, it's not. I would like him to go to the Hall of Fame. I would like him to get another shot in the NFL to build his Hall of Fame career. Obviously,
Right.
Cap did go to the Super Bowl, did play in the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for that blackout, the 49ers would have had another Super Bowl.
Thanks, Beyonce.
In my opinion.
I think they would have won that.
Yeah. But and he would have had a ring on his record. But and then and you could see that there was a decline in Cap's playing career.
And
I don't think it had
a blackout.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with his protest. We had Barrett on last week, and he did say that there was a Green Beret that did help him out. That was Nate Boyer. It did tell him that kneeling is better than sitting. So we don't want to get into that kind of conversation because we all know how we all feel the same way. We all know exactly what happened during all that. But yeah, there was some decline in his game. Do I think that his playing career is going to get into the Hall of Fame? No. Do I think his activism might get him in the Hall of Fame? Eventually at some point. But I would love to see him get in for his activism and his gameplay if he ever does come back.
Gotcha.
So, unfortunately, I got to trash it.
DQ, bag of the trash it. Cap in the Hall of Fame.
Unfortunately, I have to trash it. They will never let. They're not gonna let him succeed in any sort of way, especially in that sort of fashion. They're rewarding him for they're not gonna reward him for his quote unquote bad behavior, what he's been doing. But they're not gonna let it happen. They're not gonna let that slide like that. I can't see it happening now. Would it be great if he did? Was the Hall of Fame? Would it be better if he got back in NFL, played amazingly, and got to the Hall of Fame? Absolutely, but they're not gonna let that happen.
All right.
That's fact.
Drew, bag of the trash it.
I'm gonna trash it based on I understand what everybody's saying, what happened to him, but obviously he doesn't have the stats. I think he doesn't have the stats to be in the Hall of Fame yet. They totally, and being that he's blackballed, they kind of stop his if he would let being back in the NFL and then play great for years and for years to come, he probably can make it. But the stats he got right now, it does not make him Hall of Fame worthy.
Right. And that makes sense. I think that's everybody's opinion. But Johnny,
that's Cap, no Cap.
Bag of the trash it.
No, I love Cap.
Kev got an episode name already.
I love Cap. I'm gonna have to trash because I feel like he was robbed of an opportunity to
build his career.
Building with his resume. Obviously, he has going to the Super Bowl on his resume.
Yeah.
Obviously, that last season he played, he was coming off injury, so he didn't really have the greatest season he could have. But obviously, then after that, he wasn't on the team, so he lost out in a couple of years to actually help build his playing resume. So. He doesn't have enough in his playing resume, but I feel like the NFL, sometime in the near future or years down the line, should honor him because at the end of the day, look at where we at now. Look at what all the players is doing now, and he was one of the first people to take that stand.
I think they're gonna find some alternative way to try and honor him in the league. It's not anything.
There's gonna be some bullshit ass fucking token award like the Colin Kaepernick award for the player that's always shown activism in his community. Get the fuck out of here. NFL.
I mean, I think over time, I think that'll be a good award, but it'll seem bougie for a while, but then it'll stick. What I mean? I think they're gonna try and do something like that eventually.
Yeah. Again, just copy what all you guys said. Cap is, my guy, but he hasn't done enough and hasn't played long enough to be Hall of Fame worthy. And again, due to the situation, he was blackballed of some possibly great years. But hopefully you get a chance again, and we'll talk that more. But I do feel like at some point they're going to try and play the martyr type of thing and get him in there or award him somehow career-wise for being the face of this new social change in sports and the world. So they're going to award him eventually, but that's way down the line. Last question, the bag of the trash it. We'll go, everybody say that once. Alex Smith made it to the team known as Washington football, whatever the fuck they call it.
Washington
football team.
Washington football team.
Right.
Washington's Washington.
Alex Smith, bad injury. My guy, going back to the 90s. Big fan of Alex, man. But he made the roster, and he got the potential to play. Haskins still ain't really did much. So back in the trash, everybody at once. Is this Alex Smith comeback season?
Trash.
Count to three. 3, 2, 1.
Trash.
I wish him the best, though. I like Alex.
Yeah, honestly, Alex, please don't play football. You had a hard enough time when your family was spraying you with champagne. You almost broke your leg again. Just take it easy.
He was
please
stumbling on that
yourself.
leg a little bit, bro.
Yeah, please, just be safe, be careful, take care of yourself.
Like, you could tell he was being mad ginger on it.
Yeah, like, please don't play, Alex. Like, if you go off and you decide to throw for 5,000 yards and over 55 touchdowns, good for you. I don't want you to do that, though.
I'm rooting for you, Alex. I want you to have a good season. Just stay in the pocket. Don't try and move. Just
don't be crazy.
Get that ball out and stay.
You got Joe Theismann, man. And you live to tell the story.
All right, that's bagging and trashing, man. We're moving on. Episode 20 OSA, episode 21. Sorry.
21. Yeah, 20 21. Was last week.
All right, that was just bagging and trashing. Now we're getting into boom or bust. Now, bringing it back to this pod because it's the fucking NFL season, man. We getting ready.
Football is back. Can you believe? Do you guys even like know that football's back?
What we know?
Like, did you like? Does it feel like it's back?
No, it don't feel like it. No, it don't feel like it. It don't feel like it.
I'm still watching basketball, bro.
Like that.
It's bad because basketball.
We got no preseason, John.
Yeah, it don't feel like football. It don't.
It crept up on me, man. It crept up on me mad fast, bro.
I don't know about y'all, but it feels like football all around me. Like I know.
You got Madden though, right?
Of course, we all did. I got Madden. It's great. It's fun.
I think once I get Madden, then it'll feel like football.
Nah, this is. I told Johnny. I think the gameplay for this Madden is one of the best in the last.
Yeah, it's really good.
You got a 24 out of 10 on IGN.
And Jabir,
one at a time, guys. One at a time. What, John?
I said me, you, Dev. I'm probably gonna get mad at me, you, Dev, and Jabir gotta do a franchise. No, I don't think.
Oh, of course.
Because the last time we did a franchise was like 16 or 17. One of those, like a good one.
It was a good one.
I think 18 was probably our last one.
D-Cap quit halfway through. Shout out D-Cap. We love you. Friend of the pod.
Spanked all the time and shit. But
well, D-Cap got the Washington curse. You know, every time he picked that team, he barely won 5 games.
But if you guys have watched us before, Boom or Bust, basically, you pick a team that you expect to do well, and you also, which is your boom, and then your bust is a team that you think gonna be trash. That's supposed to be good, but they're gonna be ass. Boom or bust. So we're doing it for the NFL season. We're doing NFC and AFC. So you pick a boom and bust for each conference, NFC and AFC. So we're gonna start in the NFC with our boom and bust. All right. Eddie, kicking off to you first. Who you got, boom or bust?
Interesting. Are we doing the AFC? NFC. Sorry. Very, very interesting. Sorry, dealing with some stuff outside of the pod. What do you guys want first? The boom or my bust?
Get your boom. Get your boom.
That just sounded crazy, but all right.
You know, on purpose, being an asshole. That's why.
So my boom is not because we had Barrett on last week, but the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I think they have a good chance of winning the NFC NFC East. I think they have a good chance of winning that. The Cowboys have really, really high expectations, I think. Offensively, they look unstoppable on paper. We talked about this before with CeeDee Lamb and Gallup and Zeke and who's the Amari Cooper. Dak trying to prove that he's worth the money that he's owned. One of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
One of the best defensive lines in the league.
One of the best defensive lines in the league. I know in the secondary they lost Byron Jones to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. And Jason Witten coming back too, right?
No, he's gone. Thank God they finally got rid of him. He's gone. I think isn't he playing for the Packers or some shit like that? He's playing for some other NFC team.
He came back for another team, but I think he's playing on another team now.
No, I don't. Yeah, like I said, I think it's the Packers.
That's
I don't know.
trash.
Maybe
How you gonna go somewhere else? That's
I would retire.
I don't know.
They got their
Because
linebacker back
between
or something.
between this podcast, because he really, really sucked at calling Monday Night Football. Tony Romo was much, much better.
getting that bread.
Tony's getting that. Raiders. Okay, that's where he went. That makes sense. I thought it was
my shit. Give my props.
Packers, Raiders. Yeah, DQ, good for you for calling it out. But I think that because of all of the accolades that the Cowboys have, I think that it puts a lot of pressure on them. And, we all know the Cowboys as choke artists. Johnny likes to call them the Cowgirls. So I think for a team that could potentially boom, could be the Eagles. They could take that spot because, again, I think the expectation is to maybe get a wild card and not win the division. My bust, John, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the expectation for them is to win the NFC West. I'm sorry, the NFC South, and to win the NFC Championship game, and to win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and all the offensive weapons that they have.
Yeah, it's
now,
Super
John,
Bowl or bust for them, so it's gonna be.
I know exactly. It's definitely Super Bowl or bust for them. I know that Jameis Winston threw 30 interceptions. I know that offense was not good last year, even though they were ranked the number 1 offense or number 3 offense in the league last year. But the stat that staggers to me is they were ranked the 29th defense in the NFL. That's only better than the Panthers, the Dolphins, and your New York Giants. But they ranked 9th in penalty yards as well. So I think defensively, no one on that team scares you outside of maybe JP3, maybe Batia Villa, and then Shaquille Barrett and Levante David. Obviously, is a really, really good middle linebacker. But there's no one on that secondary that doesn't scare you. So I think for them, it's Super Bowl or bust. And so obviously, I'm going to cop out and say that, if they don't make it to the Super Bowl and win it, it's a bust.
All right, Kev, boom or bust, NFC.
So for my boom, this was hard for me, but because I have 3, but obviously one could be Tampa, but I'm not saying that. So mine, I picked Detroit. I think Detroit all around. Yeah, I think Detroit all around could surprise, especially if Stafford shows up. Last year, I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell happened to Stafford last year, but if he shows up, I think the sky's the limit for them too, and they got a good rookie running back out there that can hold it down.
Right.
So
talk about DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. I think out of the class, he's gonna finish like at least 2nd or 3rd.
Did the Lions just sign Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, they got a good. They got a good running back team. They got KJ, they got Swift, and then with AP
and Babytron.
Oh yeah.
Well, of course. Your guy, Ed loves some guy like that.
Love me some Babytron.
So one of my other booms would have been Arizona, but again, we're not touching on that. So my bust is gonna be Dev's favorite team. I think San Francisco will take a big fall from grace, bro.
Yikes!
Because of Jimmy G?
You
hate on Jimmy G.
You just hate Jimmy G. You hate Jimmy G. You just mad at Jimmy G because he be out here banging porn stars on the reg.
He definitely probably does.
He stay hating on Jimmy G though.
Probably he does.
But mine was a toss up for Jimmy G or Green Bay, but I didn't want to piss Johnny off. But I think Green Bay could easily bust this year.
No, it's crazy. Can I go next?
Yeah, of course. Sure, Don. Why don't you direct the podcast?
I'm gonna start with my bust. No, it's crazy now because what Kev said. My bust is it was between 3 teams, but I led to my bust is gonna be the Green Bay Packers.
There you go.
Aaron Rodgers, that's a bad man, but the Packers are my bust for this season.
What do you think the expectations for the Packers are this year?
Not Super Bowl or bust, definitely to win.
Yeah, they definitely need to make it
because who that QB is to win, and I'm not sure they make the playoffs, but I don't know if they're gonna do any damage in the playoffs. But
I think their only expectations is to be civil because they already draw the line in the sand. They ain't fucking with Aaron, so it's like
Jordan Love.
Yeah, it's like it just get through the season.
No, Aaron's gonna play angry, and that's why I drafted him, and that's why you guys are gonna fucking regret that you didn't draft him.
Who are you talking about, Aaron?
Aaron Rodgers. He's mad. He's got to be mad. He's gonna show up.
All right. Who's
gonna show up?
You heard? Packers is my bus, but Ed, you know my boom.
Who's your boom?
The
you
Giants?
know my boom.
What's your boom?
Hey, you know my boom.
Who is it?
Tampa.
You know it.
Hey, are you gonna say the Giants?
No. I love my Giants. I have expectations for them.
John,
what's my boom?
What's the expectation for this team, John?
Just tell the world my boom because I think they're gonna win.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Who's quarterback?
Who's the
quarterback for Buccaneers?
They just signed Josh Rosen.
No. Oh, yeah, they signed him too. He's gonna learn under who? He's on the
He's on the practice squad, so he's probably going to be learning under the coach.
Animal that eats grass and has horns. No.
Who, John?
What's the quarterback?
Brady.
Thomas. Kiss me on the lips, Brady.
Yo, I was just thinking the same shit. No homo.
Thomas Edison Brady.
Address him as how he's supposed to be addressed. I said Goat Brady. That's
Thomas Brady.
It's time to go.
Thomas Brady.
When you trying to go, you sign to go, and you have all these weapons. It's like
they just added Fournette.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like you gotta look at it this way. Oh my, it's like obviously the expectations is crazy. They have all these weapons.
But John, but do you disagree with my stats that I gave you about that defense?
No. Look, I understand what you're saying.
Who scares you on that defense, John?
Look, you don't gotta get scared on defense when you get carved on the field. Pickpocket. Oh.
Yeah, but if you can go, if you can get on the field and rip down and also carve their defense, what does it matter?
Yeah, all they need is like 1 or 2 stops.
Buccaneers were
But the thing is that they don't get stopped, Don.
Rams a couple of years ago. Remember when everybody was going to the Rams and everybody like so-and-so just signed with the Rams. Going now with the Rams. Yep. It's like everybody.
It's also the 05 dream team.
But the big difference is
the Rams
go Brady.
Tampa snatched the GOAT. They went to New England and
all right, John.
GOAT from the farm. Like,
all right, John.
Got this GOAT real quick.
All right, John. You got it, John.
Back home from Florida. They ran up.
You got it, John. All right. Hey, John. John. You want to make a bet?
What's the bet?
It's for the Always Say podcast.
Okay.
What's the bet?
John, I would like for you to dye your hair blue. If the Bucks don't win the Super Bowl, you in on that bet or not? I will. What do you want me to do, John?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
What do you want me to do? I'll do anything to get you to dye hair blue.
Ed dyes hair blonde.
Let's go, John. I'll bleach my hair.
Oh, wow.
Might look good with bleach
hair. Ed don't give a fuck. That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't care.
Let John think about it.
Come on, John. All right.
Boom or bust. Boom and bust. NFC.
All right, for the NFC,
John,
no more games. No more games. They're gonna no more like fumbles, no more tricks.
Pass interference.
No more pass interference. It's gonna be none of that. They are gonna go to the Super Bowl, and I predict win. That is the Saints. That's my boom. No more bullshit. Okay. No more bullshit this time.
Newly signed Alvin Kamara. He's happy now.
Right.
Yes.
Drew has been out of the spotlight for being a racist.
And I mean,
allegedly.
Let's throw that in the rear view. Let's throw that in the rear view for a second.
Like
they actually got a wide receiver to compliment fucking what's the shit? Michael Thomas.
Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders, bro. Like the team is actually good. Like,
they got a good defense.
It's good.
They got solid defense. And so that's my boom, the Saints, and my bust. This is hard. My bust, I would say. I wanted to say the bust was the Packers, but that's what.
Don't matter. We can all have the same.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
That's
because
and then that's fair. That's a fair.
Because I would say like the NFC North is just too tough. I wouldn't think like there's
just all trash.
Huh? NFC North.
That's all trash except for the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Bears like
and the Lions. The Bears suck.
The Bears and the Lions are good.
Lions got potential. I give them that.
The Bears got potential too. Like don't discount.
Justin Jefferson.
Now with Mitch the bitch starting.
Damn, son.
I'm just saying it's gonna be tough for that division. I say Aaron Rodgers to get through. Like it's gonna be too tough.
And it's a lot of defense. A lot of defense over there too. All right,
so
DQ.
That's my buzz.
DQ, I know this ain't your sport, bro, but I hope you did your research. Who
my boom is anyway? You know who my boom is? Ag season, bro. My boom is the Cowboys, but also my bust is the Cowboys because if you don't do well, you ain't getting that bag, and they gonna do shit. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Right.
The Cowboys were almost my bust this year, but because I picked the Eagles, I decided, should be.
And that's crazy because my bust, I'll start with my bust, is the Dallas Cowboys. I think the pressure is on Mike McCarthy, being a new coach there. He got put out of Green Bay. It's a lot of pressure on him to
took the year off.
Yeah, took the year off.
He also took the year off.
Right. Redeem himself, as well as Dak, his contract year, you gotta play. And although he had a great season, he got to do some outlandish shit this season. And
he's got to get past the first round.
Yeah. Being in Dallas with the spotlight already on you, I don't think they're gonna pull through. So Dallas Cowboys is my bust. My boom is the Arizona Cardinals. That's my boom. Cardinals, yeah.
Before transition to AFC.
And to be fair, the Cardinals, like, if they win 7 games, that's a great season for them.
I honestly feel like with the extended playoffs, and I'm just throwing this out there, I think everybody in the NFC West is going to the playoffs.
Woo!
Possible.
Everybody?
Everybody in the West going to the playoffs.
You realize you're counting out the Saints, the Bucks, like whoever wins the NFC South.
I'm talking about those.
There's only two
extra spots.
There's only two extra spots.
I understand what he's saying, but he's counting out a lot of teams.
So it's 3 wildcard teams.
But if he's saying that everybody in the NFC West is going to get in, so that means like you have a divisional winner, right? You have the wild card. So like let's argue it's between the Seahawks and the Niners,
right?
And then that means that the other 2 extra wild card spots
if you look
are the Rams and the Cardinals.
So because I'm looking at the rest of the divisions, it's pretty. Other than the South, which would be Tampa and New Orleans in contention.
Right. East, I guess you can count the Bucks
East,
or the Panthers.
East, right. Panthers kind of, sort of. They still got Teddy. They got
Robbie Anderson.
Right. We'll see. The East, Philly, maybe Dallas. Like Dallas again. I just had them as my bus. The North, Vikings to me is the clear, and the rest of them is like still on the
fence
side, on the left side, on the fence.
Detroit gonna turn up this year.
So again, even with Detroit, I don't think
that's hot take for the season.
Yeah, that's my hot take because
that's a hot take.
That's a real hot take because that division is really good. Rams gonna have a good season. Niners gonna have a good season. Seahawks gonna have a good season, and Arizona they got D-Hop.
Niners,
Cardinals, Christian Kirk is slept on. Is Kenyon Drake in that backfield and somebody else? Who's the other running back over there?
Kenyon Drake is in the backfield. Yes,
who else is there? I fucking know that.
Who else? And Kenyon Drake.
I know they have two solid, like, two-headed monster running backs.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now, but.
And again, I picked him as my first quarterback. Kyler Murray gonna have a great season, man.
But since we transitioned to AFC, Ed, I'm gonna have to decline your trade because Pat Mahomes is the only player in the team that scares me that I feel like could beat the Bucs if they was to meet up in the Super Bowl.
John, I said who's the only player that scares you on the defense of the Bucs?
No. I'm not talking about.
He's talking about the trade. I'm talking
about if the Bucs go to the Super Bowl and they meet up.
Wager.
I think Pat Mahomes could do it to the Buccaneers.
So you don't want to take the bet?
So he's declining.
Don't want to take the bet.
We'll see.
I think the Chiefs is going to the Super Bowl.
John's on record for being a bitch.
Nah, okay. I don't want my hair to be blue.
So John, draft, right?
Pat Mahomes is the QB right now. Yeah. Tom Brady is the GOAT, but right now, at this moment, it's Pat Mahomes is that QB. Scary guy.
Sounds like you're scared, John.
I just said I'm scared of Pat Mahomes.
Let's move on to the AFC. We're doing boom and bust. AFC. Johnny, kicking off to you. Who's your boom? Who's your bust? AFC.
My boom is the New England Patriots. That is my boom. I got the Patriots winning that division. Once they lost him as a starter, feel bad for you, man. It's all right. They still gonna hunt you in your dreams. No Brady is still gonna hunt you in your dreams. And my bust for the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, okay. That's a high take right there, John.
There's no expectations for them, John.
Yes, it is. Quick, they gave Phillip Rivers $25 million for 1 year. There is expectation.
That's a good fucking deal. I'm gonna play football.
All right.
And they drafted a star running back for him.
Right.
And they drafted a star running back for him.
Yeah, they supposed to come out and do something this year.
Low key, that jersey's gonna be fire though. The number 17 in white and royal blue instead of white and powder blue.
Yeah.
Chargers got some good jerseys. Yeah. But the reason why I say a bust for the Colts, obviously the Colts have one of the best O-lines in the league.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Chargers definitely had weapons also. So
right, they did.
They had weapons. It's not like Phillip is coming from a bad situation. Yeah. But I guess he'll have the benefit of playing. The Colts still playing the dome, right? So he'll have the benefit of that. So maybe it's supposed to be a little sharper. You don't got to deal with the home games. You don't got to deal with the bad weather.
When you talk about the Chargers, bro, like Mike Williams was never healthy, bro.
But
it's very unfortunate.
Keenan Allen. Yeah, weapons and
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon had his issues. Austin Eckler over there, Hunter Henry.
That's what I'm saying. They had their weapons. The Colts got a better O-line. Maybe Phillip Rivers shows up, but I had to pick a bust. That was my bust. I feel like any other team don't really have crazy expectations.
And again, you got Coach in the dome with no fans possibly. So let minds,
Yeah, he might have his greatest games there, but then once he got to play in that cold weather.
That's when they're gonna give it to their star rookie, bro.
The crazy part is that so the Colts were very good, like even led by Jacoby Brissett. They were 6-2, I think, after the first 8 games, and they kept losing games late in the fourth quarter. Funny thing about Phillip Rivers is that he was only good in the fourth quarter, so maybe they finally figured out what that formula is. It's like let's get a quarterback who's good in the fourth quarter as opposed to blowing it in the
Phillip likes he's a good QB, but
he doesn't curse either, and he's got like 17 kids.
He's from the school of Favre. School of Favre. Drew, boom or bust? Boom and bust. Who you got?
My boom is going to be the Ravens. They are going to the Super Bowl over Patrick Mahomes, over that bad man. Yes.
Okay.
I
can't be mad at that.
Ravens are going over Patrick Mahomes. And my bust is...
You going to pick the other team that you root for?
No. No. Bust is going to be...
That team right there, Ed, right there, behind you, that jersey behind you.
No expectation.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Or we're going to surprise you all.
Damn.
Who's your bust? Drew, who your bust?
My bust is going to be, and I think they have The reason why I picked as my bust because they have expectations in the AFC East. That other team in the AFC East, which is the Bills.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do so well. Like I predict they're not gonna do so well. And
I predict them winning the fucking East. So.
I definitely think they will be in contention, but
don't win the East.
DQ, who's your boom? Who's your bust for the AFC?
My boom is the Chiefs because it's a run back season. You gotta run it back. You don't run it back. Was it all worth it? No.
How can you be your boom when you already number one?
Exactly. They maintaining. You gotta maintain that.
What's higher than number one?
Exactly.
Who's
and my
two-peat is higher than number one. Two-peat.
True.
And
that's hard to do in the NFL.
Definitely,
it's impossible to do in the NFL.
And my bust unfortunately would have to be the Ravens because
it's very unlikely.
The bust?
Sorry, DQ, for talking over you, but it's
also good. Pretty much my bust is the Ravens because the fact that they have so much pressure to do well this season that they may not have that. Here's their expectations, right? They want to meet those expectations, but have a really high chance of falling short of those expectations because of the pressure that's on them to meet those expectations.
I don't think that's true as long as
anything less
stays healthy.
No, anything less than the AFC Championship.
Keep talking y'all shit. Don't worry, I'm gonna back him up a little bit.
That was a good take, but
no, that is.
Last year, the expectations was that high, and they killed. Now the expectations.
This year, anything less than the AFC. Anything less than the AFC Championship. Yes, they have to go against Pat, but anything less than losing to Pat in the AFC is a fucking bust.
Yeah, that is truly a fact. It's truly a bust. But I am. They gonna do it. They gonna do it, bro. They going to that Super Bowl.
I care.
With Patrick Mahomes.
So my boom is, my side boom is Miami, but that's not what I picked. My boom, because I felt like that's too obvious. My boom is the Colts, and my main thought process was Phillip will be in a dome. He's got, I think, the best line that he's ever played behind.
The best offensive line in football.
And they drafted a stud running back for him, bro. So. And
they already have two really, really good ones.
Yeah, so I that's just my thought process. Then I have for my bus. I can't believe I ain't say this, man. For my bus, I got the Texans, bro.
What's the expectations, though?
That's so obvious to me.
I got no faith in Bill O'Brien, period.
I'm right with you, bro. That organization is horrible.
Yeah. It's too obvious to me, bro. Like, there's not enough consistency there. The line needs a lot of help, too.
I don't know if
what happened?
Your OnlyFans subscription expires.
For those of you that are listening to on audio and not watching the visual, Dev just showed us our phone, and that's why DQ said what he said. And that's exactly what it says on his phone. It does not say what he's saying.
AFC, I got the Texans as my bus. But
and my side bus, John, is New England.
Yo, you double shit.
Yeah.
Hey. That's gonna see. I forgot who Cam Newton is. Though.
I didn't forget who Cam Newton was.
You're a clown, DQ. All right, Eddie.
Eddie win.
No, Eddie didn't go for AFC.
No, I didn't go for the AFC. So I'm gonna agree with DQ. My bust is the Ravens. I did the win-loss game, which is literally impossible to do, especially in this COVID season with no preseason and not really knowing where guys fit and not trying to play like the COVID game too, because that's really, really hard to do. But I think realistically the Ravens can win 12 games, maybe 13 games. But my thing is that like you guys were talking about, if they don't get to the AFC Championship game, it's a lost season. If they don't get past the first round, let's not forget that they got smoked by the Tennessee Titans in the first round. Right. The first round. Like, what are we doing here? Get past that. Maybe lock up the bye so you don't have to play the first round.
Yeah.
And then potentially maybe try to get out of that divisional round. And then let's talk about AFC Championship game.
What I was saying is anything less than AFC Championship is a bust.
Correct.
And also remember,
But in my opinion, anything less than a Super Bowl win, you have the reigning MVP. They did just draft a really, really good running back as well. They have a great defense. They have a great offensive line. They have that run-pass option with Lamar Jackson. There's really no reason. Again, I know that the Chiefs are good, but there's really no reason why, with the talent that you have offensively and defensively, you can't get past this team. And again, you lost to the Tennessee Titans.
Also, even though Pat Mahomes technically broke the curse, it's the Madden curse monkey on his back as well. And I'm not sure if you noticed. Not sure if you noticed. Every time they change
Come out.
Knock on wood. He didn't. Pat Mahomes didn't break it.
He got hurt.
Yeah, he dislocated his knee.
He missed 3 games, right?
Yeah, it didn't matter. He won a Super Bowl.
The Madden curse looks so. Remember this. Anytime Madden changes like the cover scheme, like how the cover art looks, a person does get injured significantly if you look back in the past 3 years. But not only has to get over that shit is gonna be on his back the entire time. That's gonna be in the back of his mind. It's gonna be the track. Even though maybe he may not be superstitious, but
they're all superstitious. They all are.
The Madden curse is real. Like I don't understand.
I mean, you heard what Barrett said. You gotta put ranch.
Yeah, ranch on everything. I love Barrett. I love him. And thank you for coming on the podcast and honestly blowing us up, because I think we're getting a lot more attention than we used to. But ranch is disgusting. I know you. But you and I were the only ones that were like, "That's interesting."
I show like ranch.
Yeah, love you, Barrett. We're gonna have you on soon again. So wait, can I do my boom? I didn't do my boom.
Okay.
DQ cut me off.
Sorry about that.
I don't think you guys are gonna know who my boom is. I don't think you're gonna expect it. But my boom in the AFC is the Denver Broncos.
Why? Because
at the end of the
Von Miller just got hurt for the season?
No, because I think that at the end of the season, Drew Lock really showed some potential there. A lot of people didn't really pay close attention to him. But I think he was passing a little bit over 60% of his completions. I think he threw over 7 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. I think with Melvin Gordon, who's over there now, Philip Lindsay, so the two-headed monster in Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. And I know, what the hell is this guy's name? The other running back. Oh, the other running back. What's his name? Somebody help me. It doesn't matter. They got Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. I think Noah Fant is another good tight end for them. And I think with the exception of Von Miller being hurt, I think defensively they're still a good team. I think they realistically, for them, the expectations for them is to maybe finish third in their division with the Chiefs and the Chargers. I think they can surpass the Chargers and win either go 9-7 or 10-6. So for me, that's a boom.
Okay. All right, my boom.
Fucking
the AFC. This player said his current spot is a match made in heaven. My boom is Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
Captain Cam Newton.
He's the captain now. He's gonna be doing this all year.
But
okay.
Cam is ready. They ready to go, man, and I feel as though they gonna surprise people this year with Cam. So yeah, that's my boom. My bust, I already said. I do not believe in this organization. They are horrible people over there in Houston Texans. Horrible people.
They locked up Watson with that contract, made him the second.
They locked him up. And
because they can't afford Patrick Mahomes' money. I don't think anyone can.
And again, Will Fuller always injured. A great receiver, but always.
He's hurt. So good, but bro.
No, they got Brandon Cooks now.
They got Brandon.
And I feel bad.
I'm staying away from Brandon Cooks in fantasy and
they finally sent him somewhere where like he's going to die, bro. Damn.
Word. They sent him off. Yeah, because
they're like, all these concussions ain't gonna do it. We sending you.
We'll see what happened with David Johnson. Bad organization. Although I'm happy my man Watson got his money, but Nah.
I think David Johnson's the only bright spot out there, but
hopefully.
that line is not.
Deshaun Watson?
It's good. That Kev, don't shit on that line.
Wait.
They traded for Larry
good,
That line's okay.
It's funny that Kev brought it up because, I just posted the video where Drew asked if the O-line was good last episode. Crazy.
Nah,
Kev said it's not good. Yo, Drew.
I didn't say they're bad. I'm just saying.
Drew, let them know, man. Let them know. They went crazy on you.
This is why I asked.
That's all you did, Drew.
Yeah, I know they did. I know
they said they're not good, right?
Y'all could just answer me just
bad O-line, bad organization, bust Houston Texans. Now, that's our boom or bust. We're going to get into our picks, though. Let's get into our picks. This episode will air.
You told me that and say y'all clowning me last week.
This episode will air before the first game, before the first Thursday night game. So the picks that we make right now is solidified, it's solid, ain't no changing. Next time y'all see us, motherfuckers, whatever you pick is the pick that you got, ain't no changing because it will be on the web. So you guys will
Dev, also shameless plug of what we're about to do. Did you start that league just now?
So yes, the league is started as well. So
okay, yeah.
So shameless plug. We do have a OSA pool where we will be making our picks, so y'all can keep track as we keep track of the wins and losses per week. You guys are also be able to see who's winning, who's losing.
And it's not just the OSA; it could be the 7th member of the OSA.
Right, the unofficial 7th member might join us, but
find out who that is.
We ain't gonna say none yet. We still working that out, but there will be a OSA pool where you guys will be able to see how we picking and be able to keep track, so we can talk shit about who had the best picks throughout the NFL season.
It's gonna be me.
The most interesting, so we're picking a winner for every game, or just
right. So we picking the winners. So I'm gonna give you all the matchups, and you pick your winners.
Right here.
So week 1. So week 1, we got Thursday night. We got the Texans versus the Chiefs. First game of the season. Off right. Starting off, Ed. Who you got? Texans, Chiefs.
How about those Chiefs?
Sit down.
That's what Andy Reid does.
Kev, who you got?
Obvious.
Chiefs. DQ.
Chiefs.
Starting for fantasy, I'm starting Deshaun Watson though.
Shut up.
It might be a high-scoring game. You know how Thursdays got.
Drew, who you got?
Chiefs.
John.
Pat Mahomes. Yeah, let's go.
And to clean it up, I also have the Chiefs. All right, we got next up, Battle of the Bums. Well, not really bums, but we got a bum and a mediocre. So we got the Jets and the Bills. Ed, who you got? Jets, Bills.
Is that a question?
Bills?
I got the Bills.
Jets, Jets.
All right, Kev. Jets, Bills.
Not too hype.
Definitely the Bills.
Yeah, definitely the Bills. Yeah.
DQ.
Who do I have? I wrote it down over here. Wait. I had the Bills.
Okay. Drew.
That's with the upsets.
Bleacher Report is on a different order, so I wrote it down.
Bleacher Report. Stop putting that shit up in there.
Hey, they don't pay us yet. They haven't bought this podcast.
Keep that shit to yourself. Who you using?
I'm just trying
to be saying.
Yeah, I don't care. Just give me your picks. Fuck Bleacher Report until they sign us. We love y'all, though, if y'all sign us. Johnny.
Yeah.
That's Bills.
I am going to go with the New York Jets.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, John.
No, I'm going with the Bills, man.
Okay.
All right. We got next up, battle in NFC North. We got the Packers versus the Vikings. Ed, who you got?
I got the Vikings.
Kev.
Yeah, Vikings.
Drew. I'm sorry, not Drew. DQ.
This is what can you say again?
Packers, Vikings.
Packers, Vikings. I had the Vikings.
All right, Drew.
I had Vikings.
Johnny.
Game 1, going with the bad man.
Hey, woo!
Nah, he don't get hot till late.
Yeah, it's early. No preseason. I'm going with the Vikings starting off. They're more fit to win this game. All right, and then my boys. So next up, we got Philadelphia Eagles versus team formerly known as the Redskins, the Washington football team.
Washington Predators.
Who you got?
Washington.
Shout out Barrett one more time. Fly Eagles fly. Shout out to Eagles.
Yeah.
Washington's the upset. Chase is gonna win that game by himself.
Oh, okay. Chase coming in early cooking.
Chase is getting sacked fumble start the fucking game, bro.
Wow.
And a touch on that. The trifecta.
Right. We're gonna keep that. All right, DQ.
Talking scoop 6. Damn, Kev.
The Eagles. That's not what I'm Eagle, but that's not the Eagle noise. But no, I mean.
What happened to that boy?
He did
pigeons.
He did the pigeons, but okay. All right, Drew.
Eagles. But don't be surprised if Washington wins that.
Okay.
Right.
Definitely going with the Eagles.
And just to follow, got the Eagles. Next up, really good game. Should be a really good game. We got the Browns versus the Ravens starting off the season. Ed, who you got?
Browns.
Okay. Kev.
Ravens.
DQ.
Ravens.
Drew.
Ravens.
Johnny.
Why?
I am going with the Ravens.
I'm going to follow Ed. I'm going to go with the Browns with the upset.
Yeah!
Browns going to play a good game, but I'm going with the
Browns is like a kid with too many toys. You don't know which one to play with, bro.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt just got re-signed to a new deal. Follow the money, baby.
Browns got, listen,
Yeah,
Browns got weapons. It's possible.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Browns really do have the whip. It just waiting on them to put it together. Look, it's one of those teams that look really good on paper. You look at the roster, you're like, damn, these niggas, like, they tough. But it don't formulate all the time. But I'm going to go with the Browns for this game. Kick off the season right. All right, next up, we got the Colts and them bum-ass Jaguars. Who you got, Ed?
Colts. It's too easy.
Kev?
Yeah, Colts is winning that.
DQ?
Colts.
Drew?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
All right, Colts.
John?
Colts. I feel like there's another clean sweep of all 6.
Yeah, definitely. Jags is ass. I'm going to go with the Colts. Next up, going to you first, John. You got the Raiders versus the Panthers. Who you got? Las Vegas.
That's a coin flip.
I'm going with Raiders.
Drew.
Is Raiders against who?
Raiders versus the Panthers.
Oh, Raiders.
DQ.
Raiders first time in a new stadium. I got Raiders.
Kev.
I got Teddy Bridgewater.
Ed.
Matt Rule is the owner of repairing franchises. Carolina Panthers.
Just to follow Kev and Ed, CMC, Teddy, my guy, Minnesota. I'm gonna go
Robbie Anderson.
Word. I'm going to go with them, man. I'm going with the Panthers. All right, John. Bears, Lions. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions.
Drew.
Detroit Blue.
DQ.
Got the Bears. The Bears.
No Bears. Kev.
Lions.
Ed.
Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
Bears.
that actually is a tough one.
You got
Going
the
Very
Bears.
tough one.
Going
Bears.
That's your first low scoring game right there, bro.
The Bears.
All Bears.
It can either be low scoring or no defense at all. But I'm gonna go with as long as Mitch the bitch start, I can't go with the Bears. I'm sorry, Dad. I love you. I'm sorry, Pops. My dad loved the Bears. He's one of those faithfuls. But
You don't want Mitch the bitch. You want Big Dick Nick. That's who you want.
Own them.
I don't want that at
That's
all.
what he's called, man. After that Super Bowl, that's what he's called. He's
Okay.
known as Big Dick Nick. I'm not the first one to say it, and I won't be the last.
Okay, so I'm not saying
Last
that.
one on this podcast to say it.
Okay, I'm not saying that, but I have the Lions with that game. All right, John. We got Seahawks, Falcons.
Seattle.
Drew.
Huh? Seattle what?
Falcons.
Falcons.
Oh,
Drew,
Seattle.
pull the games up
Seattle.
on your phone.
All right, DQ.
Seattle.
I got Seattle. Russell Wilson's had a new baby. He gonna play his ass off.
Okay. Kev.
Seattle, definitely.
Eddie.
I don't forgive you, Jamal. I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons.
And I'm gonna go, my man TG over there. I'm gonna go with Atlanta for the upset week 1. Next up, we got Dolphins Pats. John, kicking off to you.
Patriots.
Drew.
Miami. With
Mm-hmm.
Miami with the upset.
Mm-hmm.
With the upset.
Let's go, Drew.
Ain't no upset. DQ.
I was gonna say the Dolphins, but I'm gonna go with the Pats and Cam Newton. I trust.
Kev.
The Pats.
Smart man.
Say that a little louder.
Yeah.
Say it a little louder.
Listen. Fitzmagic has been named the starter, and he is full of it. He's got bags in his trick. He's going to throw for at least 330 yards,
And
3 touchdowns. Miami Dolphins with the win.
You forgot the other part. At least 4 picks.
We'll still get a win.
At least 4
We'll
picks.
still get a win. Look, Dolphins will win by 10.
Again, the school of Favre. I love those guys. They bad. I love those guys.
He be doing that like, forget the Cam Superman. We talking about the Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. School of Favre, but Cam is about to cook, man. It's new regime, new emergence of the Superman Cam Newton. So I'm going with the Pats with this game week 1. All right. Next up, got the Chargers and the Bengals. Kick it off to you first, Ed. Who you got?
Ooh. Man.
It's actually a hard
Oh,
game.
I was going back and forth on this, but
It's a very hard game.
I'm going with the dripping of the swagger. Joe Burrow going in there and showing the league he's ready. Bengals.
All right, Kev.
I'm gonna say Bengals, but I'm sorry to go against you, Tyrod. I think Tyrod is gonna have a good season.
Is Tyrod starting?
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
sorry.
For now.
Good.
For
Yeah,
now.
they be trying to play Tyrod. So I don't know.
Tyrod, so if we think about it back, I think it's 3 years in a row or Hard Knocks in a row. So it was the Cleveland Browns. Tyrod got replaced. It was the Hard Knocks with the Bills. Tyrod got replaced. And now Hard Knocks with the Chargers. It looks like maybe at some point Tyrod will get replaced by Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Tyrod's a good quarterback, and they be playing.
I mean,
wait. I like Tyrod a lot. I like him a lot. I got a soft spot for the Bills. I don't hate the Bills.
Yeah. All right.
It's going to happen. Tyrod is going to be replaced by Justin Herbert
at some point. This is 3 years in a row, though.
This is played in Cincinnati at 4:05 p.m. There's going to be probably some nice weather outside. I'll give it to the Bengals.
All right. Drew.
I give it to the Chargers.
John.
Chargers.
I'm going to go with Boy Burrow. You got
I'm going to
AJ
give the nod to Tyrod over the rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know that kid.
I don't know. Hey, him
Kid
and AJ.
gangster.
Him and
I
AJ might
fuck
make
with
some
Joe
magic.
Burrow heavy.
So, I'm going to go with the Bengals low key. I got infinity for the Bengals. All right. We got next up. Got them Cowboys versus the Rams. Eddie, who you got?
Cowboys, Rams, yeah, they're going to smoke them. Cowboys.
Kev.
Cowboys, unfortunately.
I already said it's bag season. Going from boy Dak and the Cowboys.
Drew.
Them boys.
John.
The Rams.
You gotta love John's loyalty, man. You gotta love it.
It's not about loyalty.
You hate the Cowboys, though.
I do, but you gotta understand who had a better season last year.
That's a fact.
The Cowboys, though.
No,
The
Cowboys
Rams.
8 and the Rams was 9-7.
Yeah, the Rams.
All right.
Rams don't suck.
I'm gonna go with the Cowgirls as well. Rams is one of those teams who also always look good on paper, but they never translate. I think this is one of those games where Cowboys will start off good, and then we'll see a decline. First
That's
4 games,
every year.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The first 4 games they might be 2-2 or 3-1, and then
The Rams really might. All right, Rams might light up the league again this year.
My little Cooper Cup
about the Rams.
And
is
again,
gonna fucking be the spotlight.
I said the Rams will be in. I said the whole division will be in the West will be in the playoffs. But this first game, Cowboys.
That's crazy.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, man.
And Cowboys will win this game. All right. Steelers, Giants. Ha! Ed.
Steelers.
Ed, who you got, bro?
I'm gonna go with the Giants in this game.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Care, who you
Giants for sure.
got? DQ.
So I wrote down. It's the Giants and who's again? I'm sorry.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Drew.
I'm going with Steelers.
John.
The G-Men.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the other team, the Steelers. And last Monday night, we got Titans and the Broncos. John,
double header.
John, who you got?
Titans and Broncos.
Take the Titans.
I got me going to sleep on that game.
All right. That game gonna be late as hell.
It's gonna be a good game.
Drew, who you got?
Titans.
DQ.
Titans.
Cass.
Titans. That game gonna be a shit show.
Eddie.
My boom is gonna show you why they're my boom. The Broncos.
Should be a lot of good running that game, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking go with All right. So that's our picks for week 1. So as you can see right here, here's how we broke down the picks. Here's how we picked for this first week. Next week you'll see who shit came to fruition. But we're gonna get into the last segment of the pod, and like always, it's Fab 5. Because it's the NFL season, we doing it NFL-ish or NFL-like. We got our rankings, our top 5 rankings coming into the new season. Who's your top 5 teams coming into this 2020-21 COVID season? Going from 5 to 1 like always. And like always, we give it to the crash dummy. Drew is going first.
The crash dummy.
The crash dummy. That is like,
I'm sorry.
Going first.
You joke about
Go somebody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Don't call me no crash dummy.
I'm only joking because you're good. That's the only reason why I'm saying something. Because
so somebody else. Fuck you. Go somebody else. I'm not giving you my 5 now. No. Somebody go to somebody that
Drew,
come back to me.
listen to me.
Go to somebody that come back to me.
Listen to me for a second. I was really concerned about you.
Yo,
I was really concerned.
Don't do that shit. Nah.
I was really concerned about you, bro. I know you good.
You're fucking joking. Like,
now after the fact.
oh my God.
Yo, Drew, my man, that was like,
I'm not doing this shit.
Oh, fuck.
Kevin DQ are not about this conversation right now. They're totally tuned out.
All right, Drew. I'm respect your wishes. John, can you go first? Top 5.
Fuck that shit.
I will go to Drew next. And number 5.
Crash dummy. Ain't this a bitch?
I want to know how many times you got off that same. I want to know how many times you got off that same exit.
Yo,
Hey, one phone call threw him off, Kev. One phone call. Oh man.
Bluetooth, bro. Bluetooth.
All right, go ahead, cause
For the next time, but my number 5 is the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, great pick. NFC. I mean NFC. Oh man, Wes. All right, Drew. Can you go, please? At number 5, who you got?
My number 5 is actually no. That's where I got number 2. My number 5 is going to be the shit. My number 5 is going to be shit, man.
Why don't you just write it down?
I mean, it's freestyle. Yeah, Drew. Freestyle. Yeah.
Come on, Drew.
That's why he was mad at the comment. My man, freestyle.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's what it was.
He got a concussion from the accident.
My number 5 is going to be the Saints. The Saints.
Okay.
He was buying time. He fake mad at me. He
fake
mad.
It's overall.
That's overall. My overall.
All right, so number 5, DQ. Who you got at number 5?
My number 5, I will pick the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Wow.
Number 5. I respect that. Kev at number 5.
I got Dallas at number 5.
Yeah. All right.
Defense is solidified and everything, so I think unfortunately they're gonna be really good.
Ed at number 5.
We do this all the time, even though he says that he hates to do it, but I agree with Kev, the Cowboys.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so I seem to be simpatico this time, usually with Ed, but I'm actually on the same playing field with DQ. I have Tampa Bay at number 5 on my power rankings. John at number 4. Who you got?
I have the Ravens at number 4.
Okay. I have them higher. Drew, who you got at number 4?
I got at number 4, Tampa Bay.
Okay. A little high. DQ at number 4. Who you got?
At number 4, I have the Eagles.
Oh, okay. That's a big surprise right there. Big ass surprise. All right. Kev, number 4.
I got New Orleans at 4.
Nala.
Eddie, number 4.
Here we go again, Kev. Nala. Number 4.
All right. Number 4, I have San Francisco 49ers at number 4.
Yeah, I got them at number 12.
Number 12?
Yeah.
Kev a hater.
Yeah, he hate Jimmy G.
Kev a hater. He don't like pretty boys. That's what it is.
All right, Johnny, number 3. Who you got?
Number 3, I have the Niners.
Drew.
Number 3, I have Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, that's what's up. I mean, can't knock that. DQ, number 3.
My number 3 is the Baltimore Ravens.
Solid. Kev, number 3.
Number 3, I got Seattle.
Okay, you and Drew, simpatico. Eddie, are you in the same?
Not this time, Kev. I'm going to agree with DQ here. The Baltimore Ravens are my number 3.
All right, number 3, I have the New Orleans Saints on my list. Number 2, Johnny 5, we're getting through this list real quick.
I have the Buccaneers at number 2.
Dick eating. All right.
Oh, my God.
Not crazy.
John.
Bucks at number 2.
All right.
Durant.
Drew.
Oh, see.
Hey, we going.
Y'all going to see.
We going with the Ravens at number 2.
Okay.
Of course.
You said we or like?
No, you are. Drew is.
I am going with the Ravens at number 2.
Him and his other personalities. You already know?
That Drew, who took the wheel? Your other personality when you were getting off that exit, or okay?
Split. He was in an argument with himself. All right. Number 2, DQ. Who you got?
My number 2 is the Cowboys, but I would like to swap my number 4 for the Eagles for the Seahawks.
No, you can't do it.
When I was looking at it, I got the two birds mixed up. I was like, when I'm gonna list this down. I have this written down for the wins, but I just forgot those two in injury pretty much.
Oh my God.
In college, Kev used to get all the birds mixed up. All right, number 2. Kev, what you got?
I got Baltimore.
Yep.
This is rounded out. We already know what's number 1. We can say it all together.
Right.
We can when we get there.
Eddie, what you got at number 2?
My number 2 are the defending NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers.
All right, my number 2 is Baltimore. Number 1.
Are y'all ready?
We gonna say it all together?
All together. 3, 2, 1.
Tennessee Titans. Oh.
Eddie's the only one got the Titans.
I was kidding.
Yeah,
I
know. We know. Chiefs number 1. Is it any question, man? Until people knock them off the top, and especially with Patty getting the bag.
We forgot to shout out Tre'Davious White, Buffalo Bills cornerback.
Bills.
You got the bag. Yeah, you got the bag. Congratulations.
I think it was 3 years, 49 mil.
Yeah.
Now, I would say honorable mentions, but somebody that y'all feel that could have been on the top 5 that
the New York Jets, but Adam Gase is still the coach. So.
Y'all bullshit now. Anybody that was on the cusp of your list, like
Cowboys.
Philly was on the cusp of my list.
Yeah, Philly
on the cusp.
Obviously Tampa.
Yeah,
New
Tampa.
England, the Rams
not there. The Bills.
Jets is on the cusp.
Well, my list is pretty the same. I did want to put
the Niners on the cusp too.
I wanted to put the Niners lower at number 2, but because of Debo injury and then them
Debo's not gonna be ready.
But they're a run-heavy offense, man. I don't know. That Raheem Mostert.
Right, they don't got Breida no more, so it's like
it's Raheem Mostert and fucking Tevin Coleman. They'll be all right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Listen, Raheem Mostert was drafted in like the 10th round in our league, and somebody on this podcast has him, and that's this guy.
You got Raheem?
You got.
And I got Breida from Miami. Yeah. I already know. I know what I'm doing. I have zero preparation for the draft, and I was ready to go.
I got him in the other league.
All right, guys, but that's our pod episode 21 OSA.
Oh, thank God.
All-Stars. This was a late pod. If you didn't know, we started shooting this one at 10 o'clock. It's much later than what we usually do, but we're working with the new schedule. This pod will be out before the first NFL regular season game.
Hey, shout out to Dev for being able to do that, dude. Like, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but good luck.
Tomorrow, I'm working after I get out of school. That's all I'm doing tomorrow. So
yeah, good
after
for you.
I get out of TA in with Dorian, I'm gonna be working on this shit. But again, like always, pod brought to you by Culture Capsule, sponsored by Don's LLC. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We got the whole team here. Ed's here, Kev's here, Drew's here, DQ's here, Johnny's here. Catch us next week. See our picks and see our recaps of the first week of the NFL season, and see where we land when it comes to the picks. Who's gonna be
see Johnny dominate the pool?
And see Johnny dominate the pool.
I lied about all my picks so we wouldn't give away our picks when it costs money.
Honestly, I can't even remember y'all picks.
Neither can I.
Man, damn well you can just go back and rewatch episodes.
I'm not.
I was gonna cheat.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time for that shit. I'm just saying, like, comment, subscribe. Catch us next week, and like always, Ed.
We out.
Yeah. Peace.